well on his way to an incredible 7th 250 Supercross championship. But if David Villeman wins tonight, he not only keeps McGrath in his sights for the points championship, he's well on his way to a $500,000 bonus. If the 125 points leader David Pingree gets past turn 1, he can throw away 8 frustrating seasons and grab his first championship. But if the man chasing Pingree can keep up his momentum, he's got a shot at his first title. But as the old saying goes, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, wouldn't the world be dandy? In the world of Supercross, we've got that dandy for you right here in Minneapolis. From the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's round 11 of the Toyota Trucks Presents EA Sports Supercross. Hello, everybody. I'm Art Ekman, along with former champion David Bailey. Tonight, we not only expect an outstanding 250 race where Jeremy McGrath tries for his 7th win in 7 years here in Minneapolis, but also the 125 West strikes up the band again, where 5 different riders have won the last 5 races.
I'll tell you what, the East Coast has been outstanding, but the West has been pretty wild as well. David Pingree just jump-starting his career with a win at Anaheim in the opener, but struggled. First turn pileups really kept him out of the podium and winning any more races, but he's been consistent. Still leads the points over Shea Bentley, but Shea's been coming on strong. One bad finish really hurt him, and he's looking to make it 2 in a row here in Minnesota.
It's incredible to think that the fans here in Minneapolis have only seen Jeremy McGrath win a 250 Supercross race here. No one else.
Well, they probably think he's the man around here, and I couldn't agree more. The guy's been outstanding in this building, but each time he comes back, the odds of him winning just keep stacking against him higher and higher. There's a lot of guys that can challenge.
Because of the Vans Triple Crown, one guy has 500,000 reasons, and that's David Villeman.
That's certainly enough incentive, and Villeman has had a tremendous first year here in the United States. 2 wins, 8 podiums, but you can see he's starting to slide back into points, down by 30. A couple other guys that can challenge, though. Ricky Carmichael's been hot. 3 podiums in the last 3 rounds, including a win at Daytona. And the guy we really haven't heard much about this year yet is Kevin Windham. We thought he'd be winning more. I think Honda expected him to, and this is the time of year when he starts to get it rolling.
With the 6-time champion Jeremy McGrath, as well as Kevin Windham, is our Davey Coombs.
Down here getting ready for the start of the heat race. I'm with Jeremy McGrath and Kevin Windham. Jeremy, first of all, man, this is your building. 6 years in a row you haven't lost in the Metrodome.
Well, it's, you know, I really don't think about that. I know everyone previous to the week coming here, everyone's like, oh, this is your best place. You know, you've never lost there. But, you know, I'd never lost at Anaheim ever until '99. So, you know, it's a great building. I've had some good races here, and we'll see what happens. I hope I can win again.
All right, right on. And over here we got Kevin Windham. Now, Kevin, what are you going to do? How are you going to snap out of this thing? It seems like you've kind of been in a slump.
Yeah, it's been tough, you know, and it's like every time that you do bad, it's not fun, you know. So it's I just got to break out of the little shell here and you know, go out there and start having fun. I love Minneapolis as well. I've had some good rides here also, and you know, hopefully we can you know, stop McGrath's string of victories here. But you know, I want to go out and ride strong, have fun. Finish line here is unbelievable. I've been having some good whips, and I had fun all day. Hopefully I can carry it on into the night.
All right, well, maybe we'll look for one of those whips at the end of the main event. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Davey. We'll have 2 qualifying heats where the top 4 riders advance to the main event. It's on to the semis for the rest. For the top 5, they're getting into the main money race. And in the final 2 spots on the 20-rider gate come out of the last chance qualifier. David Bailey, a very busy track here tonight with a short starting straight.
Well, you can see from the start right here, there's not a lot of room, but a lot of guys are going to get pushed out wide. It'll leave it wide open for someone to just tuck it around the inside right there. The whole race can be decided in that first corner. Once they get around the first corner, you can see they move around up to the triple at the top in orange. Back across the starting line into a really difficult section of whoop-de-doos. They loop back around under the tunnel through another section of whoop-de-doos. And the biggest finish line jump of the year, Art.
It's time to go racing now for the 250s in heat number 1 of the qualifying round. The Vans Triple Crown at Phoenix, Minneapolis, Las Vegas. David Villeman, who's in this particular qualifying heat, won the first round at Phoenix. If he wins this one, that would put him in line for $500,000 if he wins all 3 of the Vans Triple Crown. Now, if somebody else wins, then there's still a consolation of $25,000 to the top rider in the 3 events. We're off and running for the first qualifying heat. Michael Craig goes wide. David Villeman. is passed by Robbie Raynard.
Oh, Raynard just blasted out of that first corner, jumped over everything right to the lead. This is the kind of track that really benefits guys like Villeman and Raynard. More technical and tight. That's what these guys love.
There's Raynard, number 17, the lone Team Suzuki rider here tonight, because Huffman got injured in practice before last week's round in St. Louis. And, of course, Greg Albertine is out for the season. John Sebastian Waugh will be going to the last chance, or I should say the semifinal round here, as he crashed and has not restarted yet. There's Tortelli of Team Honda as Raynard blitzes through the whoops. 9:34 is Villeman, 21 is Tortelli. And then it looked like Mike Larocco.
All the good guys are right up there in contention, Art.
Remember, only the top 4 get a transfer to the main event out of the 250 qualifying rounds.
Look how fast Raynard is. This guy blows my mind. When he's riding well, makes up his mind, feeling good. He is just amazing to watch. Right now, he's schooling Villeman. Stands up all the way through there, puts the power to the ground. Getting through the whoops, no problem as well. Jumps right through there, no problem. It's got to drive DeCoster crazy to see, especially all week during testing, Suzuki's team manager, to see Raynard ride so well and then have a tough time during the races.
Injured in the offseason in a race. It was nerve damage of the deltoid muscle. He couldn't lift his elbow up. Tried to come back at Indianapolis and decided it was wise to sit out for 3 more races as we take a look at the battle for third. Larocco and Tortelli.
Oh, these guys are starting to lose time now to Villeman, who's trying to keep pace with Raynard out front. This straightaway right here, they spend more time in the air through there than they do on the ground. Right out off onto a plateau over the triple. Back up in the air again. Supercross, compared to when I was racing, they spend a lot more time in the air.
The battle for the lead is on through the whoops. Number 17, Raynard. Number 934, David Villeman. Villeman appeared to be just holding on early. Now is looking for opportunity. Got hung up there in the tight horseshoe turn.
Well, he decided to go to the inside. It looked like he made a little mistake on the approach, but actually meant to do that. Lined him up perfect for the inside, but Raynard has not left an opening. Hugs the inside around that corner. Actually pulls out a little gap. Beautiful dirt here. They watered it, worked on it a lot after practice. It was actually starting to get so dry. A lot of the riders are looking at it going, boy, it's not very good out there tonight, but they've done a good job to get it back nice and damp.
So Robbie Raynard, coming off last week at St. Louis, where he went from 17th to 8th in the main event, is looking impressive here in the qualifying heat. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome to the Suzuki Fest 2000 Deli. Care to try a new Suzuki motorcycle with $400 free accessories? I suggest the Katana 750 or 600 and a helmet. The Bandit 1200 and 600 are house favorites and go great with leather jackets. Today's special is the GS 500E with a side of gloves and a helmet. Everything's good, even the financing, like 0 down, low APR, and low payments on selected models.
Come into Suzuki Fest 2000 today. Free accessories, great financing. Offers end April 30th.
All right, so what do you like?
Want to get ready for college? Experiment with physics. Pull all-nighters. Work with computers. Graduate with honors. Want to get ready for college? Classes are forming now. Learn while you serve with college credits through distance learning and up to 75% tuition assistance, plus as much as $50,000 for college after you serve.
Would you want an NBA player operating on you? Handling a nuclear reactor? Or flying your airplane?
479, change your heading to 109er.
Would you want an NBA player disarming a bomb for you?
Then why do you want one telling you what to drink?
Okay, ma'am. You claim Jeff Burton led you to believe the Exide Select battery was only for race cars?
That's right, Your Honor.
And Mr. Burton?
Not guilty, Your Honor. All I said was the Exide 99 team needs a tough, reliable battery out on the track.
Hey, I need a reliable battery, too.
Yeah. water.
That's enough.
The Exide Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
Award for the plaintiff.
Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross is being brought to you by Honda, maker of the all-new Rancher, built for the ranch we call Earth. By Toyota Trucks, unbreakable every day. And by Suzuki. During Suzuki Fest 2000, get $400 worth of free accessories and great financing on selected models. We're back for more. Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross from the Metrodome of Minneapolis. Oh, look at that speed shot through the over and under. Rayner trying to hold on to the inside. Villeman to the outside. What a qualifying race this has turned out to be.
Now, Villeman has really decided that he is not going to be content with following Rayner around any longer. Look at the pressure.
He's got the good inside cut, but Rayner tries to put the throttle down. It is Villeman, our new leader. He looks back at Robbie Rayner,
saying, get that out of here. I'm supposed to be winning this heat race. I'm chasing McGrath for the title. I'm the man with 8 podiums and 2 wins.
And I want that $500,000. Take another look at Villeman's move now, David.
Just all the way down the inside of the straightaway. Just crouches down on the bike to stay low. Rayner could sense him, tries to square back underneath, but Villeman's got such good corner speed, there was no chance of Rayner getting back. Looks at him through the air. Just a little bit of salt in the wound. Now it's important to me, Art, for Rayner to hang on to second here. I mean, Villeman is an awesome rider. If you can't hold him off, at least try to hold off everyone back there behind him. Give him a lot of confidence, a little boost for Suzuki, and a little improvement over last week. I have a feeling his arms are pumped up because he's starting to change his intensity. You can see he's really starting to relax.
They're lapping Jean-Sébastien Waugh, who knows that he's got to go to the semifinals, and he gets out of the way. Robbie Rayner in second. Look at that, number 21, Tortelli, though, starting to move on number 17, and Mike LaRocco's right behind him. Tortelli to the inside. Tries to block Rayner. Moves into second place. Only the top 4 now will qualify. And there goes also Mike LaRocco. What happened to Rayner?
Arm pump. There's no doubt in my mind this has been his problem throughout his entire career. If this guy can stay relaxed out there and ride to his potential, he can win races. He can battle with McGrath. But as soon as your arms get tight, they go numb. You can't work the throttle. You can't work the clutch. All that finesse just disappears, and that's the difference. You saw everyone go by.
We've had a great qualifying round here as the white flag is out. This is the final lap now for our first 250 qualifying heat. Coming up in the second heat will be Jeremy McGrath versus Ricky Carmichael. Boy, what a battle they staged last week in their qualifier. There's Tortelli in front of the Amsoil Jack-in-the-Box Honda, Mike LaRocco.
Well, LaRocco is really putting the pressure on. After they come out of the tunnel, there's one final whoop section that I saw LaRocco testing the inside in case he had an opportunity to pass. He's set up perfect for it right now. See if he can do it.
9:34 comes across for the checkered flag. The 7th qualifying heat win of the season for Villeman. This one keeps him on track for the biggest bonus in motorcycle racing. Villeman will get at least a second choice of gate for the main event. A glance now at the Suzuki results page. LaRocco, Rayner, and Tortelli make the main event along with Villeman. The others head to the semis. Davies with our winner.
Hopefully I can win this money if I won two more races. And so it starts tonight, and I will try my best to win tonight because Saint Phoenix is a little bit time. And it's so good to win, so I will try out tonight.
Good job.
Thanks a lot.
Not far away, a reminder of what $500,000 looks like. Villeman, if he wins tonight, is 2/3 of the way there.
Technology is amazing, but we at Adelphia will never be blinded by its brilliance as long as we keep sight of our objective, your complete satisfaction. Our representatives are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, working hard towards our goal of 100% customer satisfaction. We also stand behind our on-time guarantee. If we're late for an installation, it's free. So whenever you need us, we'll be there for you. Adelphia, your link for everything.
Hello, I'm Joe Wilson, owner and president of Permatreat Pest Control. In the 3 decades that Permatreat has served the region, many technological changes have occurred in the way pest control is delivered. Today, Permatreat relies more on baits and growth regulators rather than pesticides to solve pest problems. When it comes to protecting your home, family, and pets, Permatreat takes its responsibility seriously. For a professional, caring service, call a company that's recognized as a leader in this field. Call Permatreat.
Beginning Saturday, the greatest World Series games ever are on ESPN Classic. Celebrate the new baseball season with 2 days of World Series classics. The heroes, the teams, and the plays that made World Series history.
It gets through Buckner, and the Mets win it!
Baseball's back, starting Saturday at 7, only on ESPN Classic. To get ESPN Classic, call 1-800-CLASSIC today.
More Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross from the Metrodome here in Minneapolis as we're getting set now for our second 250 qualifying heat. And, of course, Jeremy McGrath is in this one. You see number 65, Grayson Goodman, at the end of the line. Ricky Carmichael, who won at Daytona. There's Jeremy, number 1. Kevin Windham also here. The board is sideways. John Dowd, Larry Ward, the leading privateer. Heath Voss, Kyle Lewis, and they're off. Carmichael with a good break. And it's Carmichael breaking out in front with Larry Ward of Team Suzuki and John Dowd in third with McGrath trying to battle through the green bikes.
It is the Team Kawasaki hole shot, and the beautiful thing for Carmichael is he's got his teammates back there to mess up McGrath for a couple of laps.
It's John Dowd that got messed up as McGrath moves by him into third, or into fourth now as Windham, number 14, is in third. So check it out. There's Windham, looking to step up his act, as it's usually around the 9th, 10th race of the year that he really starts going well. Carmichael, Ward, Windham, and McGrath, a pack of 4 pulling away now from John Dowd.
Well, the strongest guys of this 4 are at the ends of it. Carmichael out front and McGrath chasing in for. I wouldn't want to be these guys in the middle right now.
Oh, last week we had some great bar-to-bar battles in the qualifier between number 4 and number 1, and this kind of sets it up a challenge for Jeremy McGrath.
I'll tell you what, if he can get around, providing that Carmichael rides well, doesn't make a major mistake. If McGrath is able to get around these 2 guys and challenge Carmichael for the win, I don't know how to talk about that. The guy's just amazing. He's able to pull that off. Windham makes his
Larry
move.
Ward gets passed by Jeremy McGrath.
That whoop section is going to be tough all night.
Our leader, number 4, Ricky Carmichael, now has got Windham and McGrath behind him in second and third, with Ward in fourth, trying to pull away and transfer directly to the main event.
Look at the way Kevin Windham just jumped that triple there. He just let the rear wheel touch the top of that second one to hop him over the third one. He's able to do that from the inside. Cuts away any opportunity of McGrath being able to come underneath him there.
You'd think this would be a big confidence boost for number 14 if he can hold off McGrath in the qualifier.
He's got all kinds of pressure right now. Look at McGrath. He's all over him. Watch his whoop section. McGrath will be to the inside. Whoa! Stalled it. Even when McGrath stalls the engine, he doesn't lose much time. He was able to bump start it right there. Didn't even have to put his foot down.
So that gives more breathing room for the time being for Ricky Carmichael, except Kevin Windham now is starting to pull up on Ricky. And there's number 1 in third, staying ahead of Larry Ward.
Well, what's going to help Windham in his challenge for Carmichael is that he doesn't have to worry about McGrath on him anymore. With McGrath back there, he had to be careful leaving the door open in places, but now he can leave that door open in order to set up Carmichael.
So a great battle now ensuing between number 14 Team Honda's Kevin Windham and Ricky Carmichael of Team Kawasaki. Carmichael breaking a long wind drought for Kawasaki at Daytona. Tries to hold on in the whoops.
And does. Pulls a little lead there at the end of him. McGrath is starting to creep back up on these guys, making up a little of that time he lost, which is a sign he is faster, obviously.
Carmichael takes to the inside.
Look at that finish line jump. These guys are getting out of that corner and giving it everything they got, and they're landing perfect on the downside. If they don't, they bounce all the way to the flat because the landing of that is so steep.
So Carmichael's consistent riding lately, 3 consecutive podiums, was really giving him some confidence right now in our qualifying heat. We'll be right back to the Metrodome in Minneapolis after this.
For everyone with the hunger. For everyone with the addiction. For everyone who rides. Dunlop superiority.
What do I know about performance?
What do I know about control? What do I know about grip?
Great horsepower! Limited slip, rear differential. Full-time, all-wheel drive. But what do we know? We're just girls.
Subaru Forester. Sport utility tough, car easy.
Oh, you're locked out? There you go. Are you Matt Madonna?
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
So you're locked out of your car. Is that the Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nice going.
We're right back to the action here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a bang, bang, bang top 3. Ricky Carmichael, Kevin Windham, and Jeremy McGrath.
This is unbelievable. McGrath has been able to make up all the time he lost. You can see right there, he's got him right in his sights. He's back in contact, and what's so impressive is that Carmichael and Windham are going as fast as they can go, pushing each other. McGrath is just carved into that lead. Through the ropes is where he's been so fast, and they're approaching it now.
Carmichael has 2 heat wins on the year. Look at Windham try the inside. Jeremy likes that line. I think Jeremy likes any line on this track.
It doesn't matter. Just bring it on.
This is a great track for McGrath as he takes a big lead right under the back tire almost of Kevin Windham, number 14.
Now they got some lapped riders to deal with. One of them gets out of the way. It's in the way of McGrath slightly, but he was able to make an adjustment.
Those times are after 5 laps of the situation here in the qualifying round. Since that time, McGrath has pulled up much closer.
Tell you what, Windham has been solid here. He's kept the pressure on, forced Carmichael to ride a perfect race so far. And now McGrath's going to force both of them to ride a perfect race.
Windham has won 3 heat races this year, but it was 5 races ago the last time that he took the checkered flag in those circumstances. Here comes McGrath. Oh, my goodness. We've had such great racing in our qualifying rounds this year in the 250s and the 125s.
The pressure McGrath puts on you is just overwhelming. Look at him, goes to the outside, gets a run at the whoops.
To the inside. What a move. White flag. Final lap. Bar to bar. McGrath into second. The crowd comes alive. They've never seen him lose a main event here in this building.
Just beautiful, and you can guarantee Carmichael can hear that crowd, knows exactly who's going to be on his bumper this time at big number 1.
Can he catch Ricky Carmichael? Can Carmichael hold him off on a final lap finish?
Carmichael's got the room, but he can't make a mistake.
Carmichael could tell by the crowd, too, what happened behind him.
Oh, he knows. You see, he comes into that corner right there a little bit more to the inside than the laps before. He's got one more whoop section. Where he could make a potential mistake and open the door for Jeremy. He's got to be solid.
Coming through the over-under. Carmichael cutting to the inside. Carmichael running a near-perfect race. And what a crossover. Oh, my goodness. Good thing he had his helmet strapped on that time. Let's go down to Davey.
Wow, Chad, what a great heat race ride. You guys just beat McGrath, and nobody beats McGrath in the Metrodome.
Well, everything's meant for a reason, and hopefully that's a little bit of motivation for tonight. And as far as McGrath, man, he's an exceptional rider, and just to beat him anyway is an accomplishment.
Chad Watt, boy, did that smile tell you a story. You didn't even have to hear what he was talking about. As we take a look at the Honda EA Sports Supercross results, Carmichael, McGrath, Wyndham, and Dowd getting in front of Larry Ward to qualify for the main event. Ward going on to the semifinal round.
Ricky, that was a tough heat race. Not only did you have McGrath to worry about, but Kevin Wyndham too, but you held him off.
Yeah, I did. You know, I got a good start, killer start. And they were behind me, pressuring me, and, you know, this track, you can't ride it fast, and I think they were trying to ride it too fast and made some mistakes. And I was a little slow through the whoops. That's where they were catching me. Other than that, I think I was faster around the rest of the track. But I'm going to give it 100%, try to put that Chevy Trucks Kawasaki up front.
Hey, could you tell when McGrath passed Wyndham to move into second? Could you hear the crowd?
I wasn't paying attention. You know, I'm out there racing myself. I ain't racing nobody else. You know, I think that's the key to try to win one of these things, and I was doing my own thing.
Last question. If you win the main event tonight, could you possibly get it further whipped over than you did just now?
If I get any whipped, I'll probably throw my bike away.
And land on his head, Davey Combs. We'll be right back with more. Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross from the Metrodome here in Minneapolis right after this.
Rated E for everyone. Super Cross 101. Oops. Whoops. Superman. Medic. This power band poppin' on the pipe handlebar to handlebar lesson has been brought to you by Supercross 2000 and the letters EA Sports. It's in the game.
By the year 2000, 10 million kids will end up on the streets and in the back alleys of our nation's cities, wandering from spot to spot, searching for a place to turn a trick. Vans on the streets in '66.
Baseball's ultimate road trip heads for Seattle, where all-star shortstops face off. Nomar leads the Bo Sox in a battle with A-Rod and the Mariners. The ultimate road trip rolls on. Red Sox Mariners, tonight at 8 on ESPN.
This week's Honda Close-Up features privateer Heath Voss. In the world of pace supercross, the two independent teams present a classic David and Goliath story. They must compete against big factory budgets and high-priced talent.
We take care of a lot of those expenses on our own because me and my dad do a lot of the work ourselves, and my uncle has a commuter airline, and I'm able to get passes through it, and it saves me quite a bit of money, and so it helps to have a family like mine that's behind me 100%.
That family support started when he first went professional racing in 1994 at the age of 14. He intends to reward them someday with a checkered flag.
Hopefully, I can get my confidence up where I can take the speed up a little bit on the track and hopefully win a race someday.
We're now back at the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Heath Voss is this season's leading privateer, and he's big into the SFX Privateer Bonus Fund. $6,667 is divided up amongst the privateers who make the 250 main. And look at this, Voss has more than $10,000 already on the season. Sebastian Waugh with more than $8,000. But David Bailey, the focus, the spotlight, it was on the stars in our qualifying rounds. And I'm speaking of David Villeman Ricky Carmichael and Jeremy McGrath.
Well, absolutely. That first heat, I thought we were going to have an upset, though. Kevin or Robbie Rayner got a great start and just rode flawless for the first few laps. But Villeman just did not lose contact, started putting the pressure on, and just Rayner couldn't handle it. He went all the way back to third eventually, but Villeman just moves one step closer to taking round 2 of that Vans Triple Crown and hopefully a $500,000 when they end up in Vegas. But that second heat, Art, had to be the best heat race of the year for the 250s. McGrath having to chase those guys, and a little mistake that you rarely see. He was trying to get to the inside of Windham through the whoop section, lost some time, made it all back up. And the pass he put on Windham over the finish line jump and still held the inside. I think he sent Windham back to the pits going, what have I got to do?
Let's go down trackside to Davey Combs.
You're right. Wyndham's probably figuring out how he's going to get it up there, but you know what? At least Wyndham's in the game. And remember, he told us before the race he wanted to have more fun. I saw some of that fun in him. He was using some creative lines. He didn't beat Carmichael McGrath, but he didn't back off from him this time either.
Bikes are on the line for the first semifinal round. Number 43, Michael Craig. Number 110, Shane King. He's on the KTM 4-stroke. Remember, the top 5 out of this heat make it to the big money race. The board is sideways. Brock Sellards, who has all second places in the 125 East competition and leads the points, has taken the lead here for the semifinal round. Jeff Hedden is in second on a Kawasaki, but he's got a lot of pressure from Jean-Sebastian Waugh, number 31, right there on the Honda. Planet Honda. Michael Craig, number 43. You see him there. Sebastian Waugh comes through the whoops and makes the move. So does Michael Craig with a nice leaping action.
A lot of things happening. I keep talking about the end of that whoop section being difficult. It's going to continue to be difficult. It caught the leader, Sellards, a little bit by surprise that time, but he still has a comfortable lead.
Boy, you can hear that 4-stroke everywhere. KTM. 110 Shane King. As we take a look at the top 3 riders, Sellards, Waugh, Craig, and Hedden.
Waugh actually closed the gap slightly onto Sellards now, and Craig's putting the pressure on him. This could be a 3-way battle in a moment. I'm a little bit surprised that FMF goes, yeah, go ahead, Brock, ride the 250s with leading that 125 East, you know?
Well, he told me, David, that, hey, I'm staying with Ricky Carmichael. Carmichael's going to be up here. I got nobody to ride with, nobody to push me. Here goes Michael Craig trying to pass, and he gets into trouble himself going against Sebastian Waugh. But Sellards said, I get more workout competing here with a 250 and being a little conservative, watching myself all the way, than I would if I were back home all alone.
I agree. But it's just not the thinking always of the team managers. Well, Waugh makes a little mistake and goes wide. Craig doubles that. Kind of gets in there, gives him an elbow. I don't think he meant to really make contact there. He was just trying to slip by on the inside, but he kept it upright.
So Sellards continues to lead. We'll be right back, and the checkers will be flying when we come back.
No down payment. Low financing on Honda Valkyries and Goldwings. Low payments on Valkyrie, Shadows, and Magnas with the Honda card. It's the road to savings. Incredible deals on some incredible Hondas. So hurry to your Honda dealer during the road to savings. How far do you have to go to be the best on Earth? A long, long way. Introducing an all-new ATV with Honda's legendary reliability. Available with push-button shifting and 4-wheel drive. The new Honda Rancher for the ranch we call Earth.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
What if you could make every discovery again. Now you can see it all on video.
We haven't much time.
Star Wars, Episode 1, the one to own.
Was it because I'm getting older? All those antacid tablets I was taking. I wanted to take a liquid for this heartburn, but I just couldn't get past the taste. It was so frustrating. But my doctor knew the answer. My doctor said Mylanta. The Mylanta Supreme I found so soothing and smooth, with none of the chalkiness and grit, but it's strong relief. Mylanta Supreme soothes away my heartburn. I love feeling this sensation. My doctor said Mylanta.
Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross continues from the Metrodome of Minneapolis. Leading the first semifinal is 125 points leader in the East, Brock Sellers, running here today just to stay in top shape for his series. Number 62, James Pavoni, good position to qualify. He's made it to 3 250 mains this year. The white flag is out. Final lap is underway. Pavoni, number 62. No one is really challenging for any of the top 5 positions. Behind Pavoni is the final qualifying spot in 5th, the New Zealander Shane King. Shane right there on the KTM 4-stroke. In San Diego, he was the first ever to qualify a 4-stroke for a 250 Supercross with a 20-rider gate. Shane is a 2-time 500 GP motocross champion. In fact, he participated last week in Australia in a World GP race. The checkers for Sellers. He's made the 250 main every time he's tried this year. Let's take a look at the Honda results page. Brock Sellers, Waugh, Craig, Pavoni, and King gets that final qualifying spot.
And he got a little bit of a gift right there, making it to the main event, because Jeff Hedden, who was running up and around 4th spot there, number 370 on the Kawasaki, watch off the finish line, Jeff. He's just ahead of Pavoni there. Goes into the corner. Pavoni was putting the pressure on him. A little bit more than a block pass, and you see Shane King was able to make that pass as well and advance to the main event.
Well, Brock, I know you're the points there in the 125 East region. We were talking about you coming out here. Looks like it's a good way to train.
Yeah, you know, it's an experience. I haven't rode a 250 since the last Supercross. I haven't even practiced on one. I jumped out here this weekend, and it was very difficult. You know, I rode really bad in the heat race, but I'm turning it up now, and I feel really good out there.
I know you got second 5 times in a row in that 125 East region. Getting second place tonight wouldn't be so bad, would it?
Yeah, that's what I told everybody. They're like, you've been getting seconds, you know, every weekend. Good luck this week. I said, this weekend I'm on a 250, so if I get second, you'll be seeing some serious smiles.
Fans of the Dallas, New Orleans, and Chicago areas, listen up. Supercross is coming your way on these dates. Seeing this sport live can't be beat, although we certainly try to keep you up to date here on ESPN2, right, David?
That is true.
Getting set now for the second semifinal round of the 250s. Larry Ward, the leading privateer, Heath Voss, Kyle Lewis, Jason Thomas trying to be an Iron Man and get into both 125 and 250 main events. Grayson Goodman, we can expect a good start out of Grayson.
He always gets a great start. Larry Ward is another one that gets great starts. Kyle Lewis right there next to him, number 112. There's Heath Voss. It's loaded. There's Goodman there, number 65. And, you know, I haven't seen him get great starts in this short run, though.
Let's see if he can do it. The second semifinal is underway. So it's number 65, Grayson Goodman, who gets the whole chop. And look who's out in front right away. The leading privateer, number 33, Heath Voss.
Took advantage of Grayson, just playing it a little bit safe down that straightaway full of jumps.
Larry Ward is in 4th. Jason Thomas is in 3rd. He's in good position to qualify.
Yeah, you just heard Sellers talk about how difficult it was to get back on the 250. Imagine doing it that same night, back and forth and back and forth. That's what Jason Thomas does every week. Got to hand it to that guy for not only having the stamina to go the distance, but to get used to getting back on the 125, back on the 250 over and over.
Well, and he has to qualify in the morning to get into the qualifying rounds here in the evening.
It's safe to say he's putting in the most laps every week.
Number 51 we're talking about is getting the pressure from number 10, Larry Ward. Ward cuts to the inside. It's Barta Bar coming over the jump. Number 51 holding his own, however, on the 250. Thomas out of Melbourne, Florida.
Wow, Larry just blasted right over that triple into the corner, jumped right around the outside of Thomas. Thomas probably thought he had it covered being on the inside, but Larry Ward jumped a little bit further.
We're here at Sterling Chevrolet with a little pop quiz. What Chevy dealer has a huge selection of new and used vehicles? And what Chevy dealer guarantees their pricing so that if you find a lower price, they'll refund 110% of the difference? And who's the only Chevrolet dealer with a mascot? You tell them, Tahoe, speak. Okay, mascot and trainer. The answer to all your questions is Sterling Chevrolet, 1/2 mile west of Drainsville Road on Route 7 in Sterling, Virginia.
People from all over the Mid-Atlantic region come to Leesburg to the Piano Company. For over a decade, the Piano Company has offered the best brand names in the industry. Loudon residents know you don't have to travel far to get a great deal on a new or used piano. And our registered technicians provide piano service from restoration to touch-up and repairs. The Piano Company, where piano service is our specialty. Visit our new location in the Battlefield Shopping Center, Leesburg.
At home, Oscar De La Hoya, Tiger Woods.
It's 3Play at ESPN.com. You log on, you register, and every day you get 3 new athletes. Then whoever gets the best stats wins some serious scrattle.
Ken Griffey Jr., Alonso Jr., a filly in the 9th named Jr.
3Play at ESPN.com. It's free, it's sports. Give me the briefcase. It's money. Presented by 1-800-CALL-ATT.
We're back at the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota for Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross. It is the second semifinal round. Number 33, Heath Voss, is starting to get some pressure now from Larry Ward of Team Kawasaki. The white flag is out. This is the final lap. Can the privateer win his second semifinal race in the last 3 races?
He's going to have to ride perfect to do it because Larry Ward is all over him. The crowd senses it.
And it looks like it gave Larry Ward a shot of adrenaline with the crowd. Getting around the lap riders, number 33, can he hold on that Honda? Only 2 bike lengths right there. And a crowd up in front of him. He gets to the inside. Ward goes flying, and Heather Voss, the sister of Heath, jumping up and down. Way to go, bro.
Well, I don't think she's glad to see Larry Ward go down, but she is glad to know that her brother's going to get this win, join her on the podium, and be in the main event later.
Voss, we mentioned earlier, has made over $10,000 in privateer money, takes the checkered flag to win his second semi of the season. A happy guy who crashed pretty hard in practice last week, had a concussion, barely made the main event.
Larry Ward is still not up and going. Looks like the last chance qualifier for him. He's just trying to get a good run at him. Starts to lean to his right, loses his balance. And it's a shame that that stupid little mistake right there is going to cost him more laps out on this racetrack to make the main event.
And a very frustrated Larry Ward, and it looks like his mechanic is going to have a chore in front of him as well, as he'll have to get that bike ready for the LCQ. Anthony Paggio to do the honors there as his wrencher. Voss, Lewis, Goodman, Thomas, Billy Binkley making the top 5 and going right on to the main event. Jason Thomas, the Ironman hopeful, getting into the main, and Billy Binkley, his first main event in the 250s this year. Let's go to Davey.
Larry, what happened to the bike?
The AMA has these new score things on our bike. It keeps track of every lap, keeps lap times. It's a really cool little computer thing, but it spun around and got caught, so I couldn't turn it. Got caught in between my ignition and where it's tied to on the fork, and the handlebars were locked, and so I fell. And when I got back up and I was trying to straighten it, I broke my ignition off, so I quit.
Will you be able to get it ready for the LCQ?
Oh yeah, it's an easy fix. I just hate riding those last chance qualifiers, but something I got to do, and pray for the best on the start for the main.
It'll be the second time he has to go to the LCQ. He did it back in Atlanta, took the checkered flag at that point, David.
Well, he doesn't like to have to put that many laps together. You can already see he's got a sweat. He's going to walk all the way back up in there. And in a moment, he's going to have to walk back out, ride that last chance qualifier. And if he makes it through there, which he should, by the time he gets to the main event, he's going to already be tired.
Let's go back down to Davey Coombs. Davey.
Heath, what a great moment for the Boss family. You're in your hometown, your sister's the trophy girl, and you just won a semi and a Supercross.
I know there's about 4 heat races where I just missed getting 4th and I get 5th, and then in the semi I always end up doing something goofy and blowing it, and I end up getting 2nd or 3rd, and so I'm really happy to win, and especially in front of my hometown in Minneapolis, and the crowd was just crazy the whole 6 laps, and I could barely even think about my ride, and it was out of control.
Congratulations. Let's go back upstairs.
56,477 fans at the Metrodome here tonight. You know, whether it be David Villeman battling with someone else for the consolation $25,000 or David going for the Vans Triple Crown bonus of $500,000, you can see it live. Pay-per-view coming up on May 6th. DishNet, DirecTV, In Demand, you name it, it's going to be there for you from Las Vegas, Nevada in the final round of our Supercross series. We'll be right back to the Metrodome with more EA Sports action right after this.
So you're Greg Albertine?
Yeah, I'm Greg Albertine, national motocross champion, but you can call me Albie. Gio's ever see me do a jump? I can fly, babies, yeah! When I'm up there, I'm the man! So how about you two girls and Albie? Hey, look, it's Greg Albertine!
Another fantastic ride, Greg.
Thanks, Davey. Yeah, I felt really good out there. Thought clothing worked well and managed to get a hold of it.
Yeah, I'm Nathan Ramsey.
When I think about it now, the way he talked, the way he dressed, I found all of his stuff in a bag under his bed. It took control of him. He was my little boy. He's probably out there in the cold, getting high.
Championship points separated leader Nathan Ramsey and Casey Lytle as the gate dropped on the 125 Western Regional Supercross finale. Lytle needed the win, coupled with a subpar performance on the part of Ramsey to win the crown. With the race underway, he had his chance. The whole shot went to Rusty Holland, number 62, with Lytle right behind. Ramsey, meanwhile, was caught up in the back of the pack, needed to pass several riders like Doug Parson, number 118. While Ramsey was busy passing, race leader Rusty Holland was busy crashing, giving Lytle the lead. Back to Ramsey. This pass on Tyler Evans was good for 4th. Next on the hit list, Travis Preston, and Nate Ramsey was in 3rd. Ramsey rode flat out and caught the leaders. Lytle in front, David Pingree 2nd, and Ramsey, of course, 3rd. If positions stayed the same to the finish, Lytle would pick up 5 points and the title. But watch Lytle on the blue machine. Major bobble, Pingree to the front while Ramsey moves to 2nd, and that settled the title. Pingree went on to collect his first win of the season, while Ramsey won his first AMA Pro Championship of his career.
We're back in the Metrodome where the 32nd board is up for our first qualifying heat in the 125s. Number 104 is Shea Bentley out of Ellenwood, Georgia. He's got 1 win. It was in Houston, and he's chasing for the points lead here tonight. Yuri Dostal, number 717, takes the lead right away. And Justin Buckaloo on the Yamaha Troy settles into 2nd place. Danny Smith just coming back from his first race in quite a while. He's one of the top 125 West riders who hasn't won yet. He's in 3rd.
Well, Shea Bentley's got his work cut out. You see him at the tail end of this battle right there in the whoops on the inside.
Justin Buckaloo out in front. In second place. There's 104 right there, Shea Bentley.
Yeah, another rider who just lit up the practice session. Number 55, Chris Gosler, way back in the pack, having his work cut out.
As they complete the first lap, it's Jerry Dostal. And then Justin Buckaloo from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Behind Buckaloo is number 32, Danny Smith of FMF Honda, and then Shea Bentley, number 104.
I think you'll see Shea ride real patient right here. He knows the important thing is to get to the main event. As long as he can keep these guys in contention, or in sight rather, he knows he can work his way around, especially in the whoop sections. That's where he's been strong. I hear he's got a practice track with a whoop section will make this one look easy.
Oh, Danny Smith having a little trouble right there. The young man coming off that shoulder surgery. He was second in the points coming out of the first 2 races at Anaheim. Got the whole shot and a 4th at Anaheim in the first race, a 2nd in the second one, in the closest finish we've had all year. But he broke a collarbone in practice and has been out about 10 weeks now.
So difficult to come back, especially a collarbone. I mean, your upper body does so much work to get you around the racetrack. To be able to jump through a section like that and not make any mistakes coming up short takes so much strength, and if you do come up short, really works on an injury, especially if it's a little sore.
Shea Bentley, number 104 in the Pro Circuit Kawasaki now, picking up the slack on number 32, Danny Smith, for 3rd place. Remember, the top 9 qualify out of this qualifying heat for the 125s. The rest then have a chance in that last chance qualifier. Here comes Shea Bentley. As we go back to our leaders.
Yeah, you got a great battle for the lead right now. Buckaloo's starting to put the pressure on. The same thing's happening back there for 3rd. I think you're going to see Bentley start to make a push. That could change this battle out front. Buckaloo right now, at least I think he may be a little bit content with 2nd. That'll change if he starts to see Shea Bentley coming.
Number 158, Buckaloo, has made some big improvements in the last 3 races. He was 15th in San Diego, 12th at Phoenix, and 8th at Houston, winning a qualifying heat there in Houston. Jerry Dostal is our leader in the 125 qualifying heat. We'll be right back to the Metrodome right after these words.
With a Suzuki RM under you and Team Suzuki behind you, there will be absolutely nobody in front of you. Just ask Suzuki's Greg Albertine, 1999 AMA 250 Motocross National Champion.
Whoa, what's up? Oh, see, that's a miss. That's lame. Sports drinks, colas, like that's working up there? But you get something good. You know why you don't have game? Because you don't got milk, that's why. Vitamin D. You want the D, you need me. Whoa, right there. Basket's that way, Chief. Yeah.
Want game? Milk has 9 essential nutrients for active bodies.
You know what? When you guys are done denying, your beverage problem, give me a call. I'll be in the fridge. Come on, Shake.
Captain Johnny Mack is back, leading Team USA into the next round of Davis Cup action. Are Pete, Andre, and company ready to raise the Stars and Stripes in victory? Team USA hosts the Czech Republic, the Davis Cup quarterfinals, Friday at 3 on ESPN.
Welcome back to the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Supercross 125 action. Buckaloo starting to really put the heat on number 717. Jerry Dostal out of Quail Valley, California on the Plano Honda. He looks up. Almost that time, and cutting inside, Buckaloo almost got the advantage, David.
Well, Buckaloo's making a good one out of this, and he's keeping Dostal guessing. He's not following him. He's starting to go to the inside. You see him doing it again. That's got to wear on the guy out in the lead, wondering what the guy in 2nd is going to be doing. If he starts trying to cover your line, if they got a lap to go, that can start to work to the advantage of the guy behind.
Dostal, if it wasn't for failing to qualify at Phoenix, he would be having an outstanding year. He had an incredible comeback in Houston. He started 21st, and in 15 laps made it all the way back to 6th. So he's got the speed, but now can he handle the pressure?
He's got plenty of it. And about a half a lap to go. He's going to have to do everything just right. This whoop section coming up could be the deciding thing right here.
There you see Dostal and Buckaloo. And in the distant straightaway is Shea Bentley, who's moved into 3rd. There's Shea, number 104. Coming off that great win at Houston. That was his very first Supercross win. And we're back with the leaders now as they pursue some lapped riders. Through the whoops, Jerry Dostal takes the turn. The finish line jump. The checkers for Dostal.
Well, Buckaloo pushed him, but not hard enough. I'm impressed. Dostal led this thing. He had the pressure. Buckaloo is a serious contender, and he didn't shake. Not at all. He was solid in those last few laps. He looked like he might even picked up the pace.
Jerry Dostal, his first heat win of the year. He's in good line now for a possible best finish of the season. Davies with our division points leaders.
We're down here with David Pingree. Ping, you guys have been off for a while. What'd you do to stay in shape?
Well, actually, after Houston, I took about a week off, just to kind of relax and get my mind off the stresses of racing. And then I had 6 more weeks, and I just hit the gym hard and did a lot of motos on my track and just tried to stay sharp for this round right here.
I know that you had the points lead coming into the race, but Shea Bentley was coming up.
Yeah, he's been riding well, there's nothing I can do. I need to not think about that, just go out and do my own thing and hope it works out for me.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And our wrenchhead.com 125 heat results. Jerry Dostal, his first heat victory in the qualifying rounds in 125 this year. Justin Buckaloo, Shea Bentley took the 3rd. Danny Smith up to 4th. And a one-time winner this year, Greg Schnell in 5th. Horton, Johnson, Olaf, and Thomas qualified for the main event, with McGavran and the others going on to the last chance qualifier. Let's go back to Davey now down near the podium.
Jerry, after a long break, way to come out firing here in Minneapolis.
Thanks a lot. Felt a little tight, but overall it was really good. That start helped out a lot, and I think that's what's going to be really key here tonight.
Good luck in the main event.
Thanks a lot.
Getting set for heat number 2, the points leader, David Pingree. If he should pick up 17 points on Shea Bentley here tonight, get that number 1 plate ready, he would win the 125 Western Crown. There you see him, number 35, right near the doghouse, alongside of Billy Payne, number 195.
That is the prime place to start. Looking at the start in the first turn configuration, those guys are right where they want to be. Payne was really fast in the first 125 practice today, a second faster than everyone.
Tane on the inside, and it's Tane that moves out in front. Number 34 is right there with him. That's Travis Preston. Danny Carlson, number 135, has moved into 2nd place. 921, you saw him go by. Daniel Blair from Lodi, California. There's Tane, number 120. Riding on the KTM out of France.
Those triples are always a little scary on the first lap. Payne jumping right over Preston's head. You never know if the guy in front of you or behind you is going to go for it or not. So there's a lot of looking around that opening lap through the triple.
Look at Billy Payne hop through the traffic.
That was beautiful.
Whoa.
I didn't see many 125s getting all the way over that. They were just bouncing into it and hopping the bump after it, but it worked good for the pass. Pingree just coming through the tunnel now. Well back in the pack, didn't get the start he wanted.
He's in 9th right now in the last qualifying point.
Well, the important part here for Pingree is to just try to get up a little closer so he can see what some of the contenders are doing.
Casey Lytle's right in front of him. Another contender, or possible contender. The battle for the lead is on, however.
It's important to stay in contact with the leaders, get used to the pace. Maybe check out a line or two these guys might be using. He's back there too far in the pack, doesn't get to see that. Doesn't help his confidence for the main event. It'll also...
Billy Payne, fishtail into the whoops, David.
That's going to be a problem all night. About the last 4 bumps, What really catches these guys off guard. That's when they really got to feather that clutch and keep the balance.
Well, Payne has showed tremendous potential to win. At Anaheim, he was leading 7 laps when he crashed out. In second, he was in second at Houston and crashed and finished in 7th. Payne getting close, cuts to the inside on Tade. It's Billy Payne, our new leader here in the 125 qualifying race.
Set that up to the whoop section. He came down the outside, got a good run, squared the corner, controlled that whole finish line jump.
Travis Preston zooming into the camera there on the Suzuki in 3rd, right behind Tane.
Now Payne is showing us that speed he showed us in practice. He and Bentley were cutting some fast laps in the second practice session out there. Those two looked like the cream of the crop in this division tonight.
It could have been disastrous just a lap ago. Let's take another look right here, David.
No, he's having trouble with it again. This is a lap ago. Watch 195 Payne. Starts to wander off to his left, hits one bump. The front end pops up out from underneath him. And although his feet went off the pegs, he was able to preserve that and not lose too much time. But
almost deja vu in the next lap.
That's going to be a tough section all night.
It looks like we're going to have a great battle right to the checkered flag here in our second qualifying round of 125s. We'll return to the Metrodome right after these words.
Hey, honey, welcome to the Suzuki Fest 2000 Daily. Care for a Suzuki motorcycle with $400 free accessories? How about the Intruder LC 1500 and a leather jacket? The Intruder 1400 or 800 go great with a helmet, and you can't miss with the Marauder or Savage 650. It's all good, even financing like 0 down, low APR, and low payments on selected models.
Come into Suzuki Fest 2000 today. Free accessories, great financing. Offers end April 30th.
So, what'll it be?
Deep inside the Toyota Racing Development Facility, we work round the clock to give drivers every edge we can. In fact, here's our latest prize, right in here. A 600 horsepower Tundra Racing V8. Isn't she beautiful?
I no longer compete at a high level in strength competition, but I still want a high energy level and I want to be very fit. And Metrics was the key for me. I found that it had all the protein I needed. I've got plenty of energy in my workouts. It's been a great product for me. When I found Metrics, I found the answer. Look, you don't have to be Bill Kazmaier to use Metrics. You can find this stuff at any GNC store.
Right now, save 20% on all Metrics sports products, only at GNC.
Freeze.
Cute. And you are?
I'm the man of your dreams.
Well, that's highly unlikely.
What if I said I could help you make that collect call cheap and easy? Just use 1-800-COLLECT. It's cheap, it's easy. The cheap part is you save a buck or two. The easy part is
1-800-COLLECT, as in collect calls. Now that's easy to remember.
Go ahead, Heartbreaker. Dial like a man. Did I mention I'm cheap and easy too?
No. Your history.
1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
Welcome back to the Metrodome. Art Ekman, David Bailey, Davey Coombs bringing you the action. Our second 125 qualifier underway after a surprise winner in that first qualifying round. We've got Billy Payne in front here, number 195, looking for his very first win of the season. Our points leader, Pingree, trying to make his way up through the field, David.
A lap ago, already had to pass 3 guys. He did it through the whoop section. He got them all. So he did move up to improve his gate position for the main event, which is going to be critical since that first corner, as we already pointed out, it's a little tight. You kind of want to be a little bit more to the inside, let all those problems happen away from you.
So David Pingree now starting to get his timing down after a bad start here in the qualifying round. Is that as important in the 125s to get a great gate position as it is in the 250s, David?
Maybe even more important, Art, because if you think about it, 5 races, 5 different winners. There's a little mistake right there. So many guys can contend here in this 125 class that it's really starting to come down to the start.
Number 35 has Danny Carlson, number 135 in front of him. Billy Payne is our leader. Travis Preston in second. Roderick Tane in third. Carlson in fourth, and Pingree.
You see how much trouble these guys are having to the whoop section, almost having at times to take them one at a time. You hardly ever see that. Usually these guys are able to just pin it through there, stay up on the tops. Those are just too big. They're like miniature jumps all the way down that straightaway. These here are a little bit more like what we're used to seeing. See, they just blast through there on the tops. Occasionally you'll see a mistake, but on that big section of them, it's pretty tough.
Boy, Billy Payne.
We'll get it later.
Flying through the air, taking the checkers. And winning the second qualifying heat for the 125s. Preston holding on to second place. And Tane comes across in third. The battle was for fourth, and Pingree couldn't quite catch up to Danny Carlson, who qualifies for his first 125 West race. David Pingree shaking his head, David. I don't know. It looked like he did pretty well to me, considering what happened at the gate.
Well, he was pretty far back, buried in the pack at one point, but he did make an impressive pass. Check him out. He's got a few riders ahead of him. Gets a run, gets by Lytle right there on the inside. Another block pass right there. He'd already passed one more in the whoop section leading into this section. It's pretty nice when you can just walk through 3 guys that easy.
And our wrenchhead.com results page, Billy Payne, very impressive. Travis Preston, Tane, Carlson, Pingree are top 5. Remember, the top 9 qualify to the main event out of these 125 qualifying heats. Amaradio, Upton, Terlicki, and Blair will make it to the main. Let's go down to Davey.
Billy, looks like the time up for the 125 West gave you a chance to work on your game. Great heat race ride.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I took the time off and used it pretty wise. I got sick for a week and a half, and I hurt my ankle at Arena Cross, but I think I got enough training and just enough to come out here and win this race, I think.
Good job. And hey, by the way, guys, one guy who did not qualify directly, Casey Lytle, the FMF Honda. They pushed him off. He did not finish.
Outstanding performance by Billy Payne, David.
Well, you know, he looked impressive in practice. Out there riding around with his teammate Shea Bentley, was turning some of the fastest laps, and he's been like that all season, but he's had some crashes, and it's great to see him go all the way to the checkered flag with no big mistakes.
Supercross traveling show continues next as we go to Pontiac and then on to Dallas, Texas, Irving, Texas, actually, where Texas Stadium is located. New Orleans and Chicago area. We're averaging better than 50,000 of venues who get the best seats now in those locations. Destination Las Vegas. Final round coverage live on pay-per-view on May 6th. It's 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 3 hours of uninterrupted coverage, and you can see it right there from your living room for the first time, live Supercross. We'll be right back as the 125s are getting ready for their main event, and we'll be right back with that action for you.
Leesburg is now home to the Art House, Studio and Gallery, providing a venue for the contemporary artwork of local and regional artists. Visit the Art House and embrace the collective energy of our creativity, located at 224 South King Street.
Hi, my name is Tim. Welcome to American Home Furnishings in Purcellville. We have a wide selection of quality unfinished solid wood furniture, from dining tables to dressers with lots of drawers for me to sleep in. We have handcrafted Amish furniture, and we will custom finish, or you can finish it yourself. American Home Furnishings is also Loudoun's largest wood stove specialty shop. Visit us in the Loudoun Valley Shopping Center today, only 10 minutes west of Leesburg.
My girlfriend made me go to Cancun. I could not watch NHL tonight. When I got back, my knowledge was smaller. I hate Cancun.
Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross is being brought to you by Honda Motorcycles. Get great deals on customs and gold wings during the road to savings. And by Dunlop Motorcycle Tires. Traction, power, speed. For everyone with the hunger, Dunlop superiority. Let's take a look and see how the Wild Wild West is stacking up as we look at our Suzuki 125 grid sheet. New heat winners, Dostal and Payne, Buckaloo, Preston, Bentley, who's trying to narrow that gap and take that #1 plate away from David Pingree. Notice David Pingree got the 10th choice of a gate coming out of qualifying. So it'll be interesting maybe to find out exactly where he might be lined up. Let's check with Davey Combs. Davey.
Well, I can't remember the last time I saw a points leader have to line up on the outside of the box, but Pingree's 2 over. He's actually got Danny Smith even closer to the inside, pretty far outside for a points leader.
David Pingree holding a 9-point advantage on Shea Bentley, who moved ahead of Schnell with 3 consecutive podiums. The battle is really on for third in that points race for Greg, because Tane, Lytle, Dostal all within 7 points of one another. We're getting set now to see if we're going to have a different 125 West winner or the first 2-time winner. They're revving it up. The adrenaline is starting to flow as the 32nd board is up. There's 63 Schnell, 104 Bentley. All the way to the box. We finally get to Pingree, number 35.
The problem with being outside that far is this is a short start. Not much time to get sorted out. In that left-handed first corner, if you don't get a great start, you get pushed wide into those tough blocks. That's right where Pingree is.
He's right next to Danny Smith on the FMF Honda next to the box. We're ready to go. Shea Bentley has got the lead, but he's got a lot of harassment right behind him.
Pingree is also down.
Jason McCormick is down.
And Pingree is going to have to restart from last place. But Shea Bentley's got a huge advantage now, Art. In the points, only 9 points back coming into this, or 11 points rather.
There you see Dostal in third. That's Justin Buckaloo, who is a very fast rider, but really hasn't proven to wear well under pressure yet. He's a little less experienced. Shea Bentley, out with an injury all last year, is coming off a victory.
Well, Shea's the one that's hot. He's the one that can afford to be a little bit patient. You've also got an advantage, or you got to take advantage of the fact that Pingree went down, and from second to first, that's 3 more points. This could mean the championship, whether he's able to make a pass.
So Pingree has really got his work cut out for him if he hopes at all to get that #1 plate here tonight.
You saw in that shot right there, just before we broke away, Billy Payne went down. He's got to wait for everybody to go by before he can go back and get his bike.
Buckaloo is drawing a huge lead on 104, Shea Bentley, and number 717, Jerry Dostal. This is Dostal's best performance of the year.
He's got the pressure. He's staying in contact. Let's check out David Pingree. Well, actually, this is Billy Payne, rather. Same straightaway where Pingree had his problems the first lap. See, Payne is entering the picture right there. Tries to wheelie off the top of that bump like we saw Kevin Windham doing earlier. Just got completely out of control there.
Number 158 is having himself quite a race. A Yamaha of Troy applicant from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Justin Buckaloo. Big improvements in the last 3 races.
Now, we talked to you about the problems for Pingree, where he was lined up. But if he didn't get a great jump out of the gate, he was going to be headed for problems. Let's take a look at what happened to him. After the first corner, Pingree's buried there in the middle. A couple of riders going down before they even got to the first corner. Pingree's in the middle there somewhere. Now taking a look from up top.
That's McCormick that went flipping and flying.
Just to the outside, a couple of guys going flying there. Tough, difficult to tell who's who right here, but Pingree, I think this is him right here. He gets pushed to the outside, and about another jump farther, he got taken off the racetrack, had to start from last.
And Pingree has had to move up through the ranks. He's in 19th right now, according to the last lap stats. There's number 35, David Pingree. Boy, oh boy, he's only got a 9-point lead on Shea Bentley, and Bentley is in second place. About 4 seconds behind Justin Buckaloo, who is our leader. Anticipate an exciting finish in a 125 main event when we get back.
Someday, at a job interview, they'll ask, do you work well under pressure? Try not to laugh.
Last year, it struck 5 countries and 50 cities worldwide. Over 1 million people on 3 continents experienced its power. Those who survived never forget. Don't you just love days like this? Fans raging since '66.
Soccer fans, get ready for a whole new season of MLS action. Your favorite teams and your favorite stars are back for more incredible world-class soccer. When you order MLS ESPN Shootout, you'll get up to 100 regular season and playoff matches you can't see anywhere else. So bring the action home. Order MLS ESPN Shootout now. Call your cable company, DirecTV at 1-800-DirecTV or Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH.
We're back in the Metrodome where the 125 main event is underway. Number 158, Justin Buckalew, would become the 6th different winner in 6 races in the 125 West if he can hold off Shea Bentley. Buckalew getting the Yahoo Hole Shot Award. But Bentley now is searching for a moment, looking for the moment to take Justin Buckalew. And here it comes in the whoops. Shea Bentley.
Well, I know all these guys practice a difficult track during the week, but Shea Bentley's brand new practice track has a whoop section that's just horrible. And that's benefiting right now, because these whoop sections that are giving everyone problems are not difficult for him. Watch, he gets in. He's careful not to follow the exact line of Buckalew. Moves slightly to the right, times those last few out, takes the lead, and I don't think he's ready to give it up.
Boy, he works out hard, too. You had that big break. He was on a roll before the break. A 3rd for his first 125 podium. A 2nd in San Diego in Phoenix. And then the win in Houston, his first ever Supercross victory. And he just kept right on the same workout schedule all the way.
Bad starts all year for David Pingree, though. I mean, he's actually had some hole shots, but then got taken out in the first corner. He didn't have a bad start here. Wasn't great, but he was looking like he was going to get through there safe. Still had a problem. Had to come from last. This really changes things in the championship now.
Pingree, after winning that first race, he got a 4th in the 2nd race at Anaheim, a 6th, a 9th, and a 2nd in Houston. A good steady ride. We thought he was back. Shea Bentley now trying to edge out his lead on Justin Buckalew. And Jerry Dostal. Greg Schnell also moving up the ladder.
The momentum that Shea Bentley had before the break, a 3rd, then a 2nd, then his first win. That confidence is just snowballed now. He looks like a guy that belongs out front. You watch his style when he's riding. This looks real casual. Doesn't look like this is hard for him at all.
Well, that one bad race at Anaheim number 2, you know, if it wasn't for that, where he got a head concussion and everything else, he didn't get any points at all out of that race. Placing 22nd, David.
Well, all he would have needed was a 9th place in that event to be tied with Pingree coming into this one. So that race really did hurt his season, but he never gave up. He kept training. And he got stronger and stronger, picked up his first win, was putting the pressure on Pingree, and looks like he's going to pick up the points lead. And you know, the same thing happened last year with Nathan Ramsey. Had a bad race at Anaheim.
That's right, a broken chain, I believe it was, at the time, and no one thought he could come back.
Yep, scored no points, but he ended up winning the championship right here last year.
In the battle for 5th, Eric Vallejo, number 79. And Chris Gosler, number 55.
Two different styles. Lejo a little bit more laid back.
He had a fourth-place finish here last year.
Yep, a little bit smoother style. Then you got Gosler, 55, who's just a time bomb. You don't know when he's going to go off. He is so fast.
And our leader, Shea Bentley, number 104, is cutting through the lapped riders.
That was Robbie Horton. He just lapped.
Now, Horton's had some impressive races this year, too.
The next rider ahead of Shea Bentley that he'll be lapping is David Pingree. And there he goes.
My goodness. Pingree, number 35, tries to make it a race. But Bentley is on a roll. His timing has been perfect.
What a contrast right there. Shea Bentley knowing he's in control of the race, probably in control of the points lead. Pingree, the complete opposite. Just has to watch his closest competitor coming into this race walk away with it.
Injured all last year. Mitch Payton of Pro Circuit Kawasaki paid his salary anyway. He's working on incentives this year, thanks to Mitch Payton. We'll be right back with more action in a moment.
Rated E for everyone. Super Cross 101. Oops. Whoops. Superman. Superman. Medic. This power band poppin' on the pipe handlebar to handlebar lesson has been brought to you by Supercross 2000 and the letters EA Sports. It's in the game.
We got movement. Go, go, go! Hang on, Light.
The next generation Subaru Outback comes standard with full-time all-wheel drive.
There it is! Over there!
It delivers incredible traction and control.
Whoa, I see it!
So you can always be ready to face the unknown.
Did you see the size of that thing?
Yeah. They're kind of cute when they're babies.
Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon from Subaru.
They defy all human instinct, for they are the ones who volunteer to place themselves in front of the target. The NHL on ESPN. This is the game.
Bruins, Flyers, Saturday at 2 on ESPN2.
We're back in Minneapolis, where Shea Bentley, number 104, is trying to become the first rider in the 125 West to win 2 races. In his case, it would be 2 consecutive races. 56,477 fans are seeing a great race by this young man. Let's go down to Davey Combs. Davey.
Guys, I've been trying to figure out what is wrong with David Pingree. All the people at Suzuki are watching. He's come around and pointed to the front wheel a couple times. I've noticed the wheel stops in the air. He might have a bent rotor, or maybe even the whole front wheel is bent, but that's definitely what's slowing him down beyond that crash.
That's too bad. You know, to come in to this stadium leading the points, he's been in control of the series ever since the first round, and he's had some bad luck. He had to feel like eventually he was going to get through the first lap safe and get back to the way it was at the first round at Anaheim with a win. But I'll tell you what, this is the kind of thing you have nightmares about. The problem for Pingree right now is it's coming true.
He'll be 14 points down if he stays in 19th place.
With one more race.
With only one more round to go in the 125 West. Here is our leader. Shea Bentley does not have time to think about the points right now. He's focused on his timing.
And he's got beautiful timing. Look how high that clutch lever is. He's running his up there like Villemin and LaRocco do in the 250 class. Watch him through the whoops. Hops through there. Makes it look easy. He's starting to look like a Jeremy McGrath did in the 125 class. He's starting to dominate this class. He's got the intimidation on these guys. It wouldn't surprise me if he won the next round. He's just on a roll right now. He's got the fitness. He's got the bike. He's got the confidence. He's really not missing anything right now, Art.
Jerry Dostal and Greg Schnell are battling it out for second place. Dostal number 717.
Great ride for Dostal. And just carry that confidence over from the heat race. I think when he first got out there on this track, he was comfortable. I mean, you can see that in practice. He looked sharp.
Schnell, of course, a one-time winner this year, and Dostal there having a little trouble. Had the foot off the peg, and Schnell picked up some space on him, David.
Yep, Schnell's on the podium if he can stay where he is, but he's looking at improving it.
Here comes number 63. Hops to the outside, stumbles a bit. Dostal holding on. Oh, great race for second place. Schnell cuts to the inside and makes a good, clean pass. Looks back. Look at Dostal. Simply out-leaped him.
Well, Schnell could have gone across in front of the line that Dostal had in order to do the triple. Just decided to be nice and let him have it. He must feel like he can pass him somewhere else before this race is over. And there he goes.
Greg Schnell.
What a battle. Gosler is right in there as well. Whoa, Schnell, rather.
Schnell took a third place here last year and 8th in '98. That's Gosler, number 55.
He looks like he's going to get both these guys.
He really does, doesn't he? He's coming to knocking. Justin Buckle is behind Gosler. Schnell, number 63. Gosler is next with 55, but Jerry Dostal just doesn't want to give up. Gosler finally takes the position.
This will be a fight because Schnell is tough.
Gosler's won 3 of the 5 125 West races this year. His best was a 9th place in Anaheim, so he is by far on his best trip around the track. Let's go to trackside once again, Davey.
I tried to get in here with Mike Gosler. Mike, Christopher's having a wonderful race.
Yeah, it looks like he's finally came around. I mean, from coming from way back, but he deserves it himself. He's doing it out there by himself, you know, not with my help.
White flag lap, final lap underway.
Look at the aggressiveness of Gosler right there. I mean, you can just freeze frame this guy, and he just looks like he means business. Shea Bentley can afford to relax a little bit here this final lap. And he already lapped Pingree, so he knows something's going on with the points. It's probably going to be his. Question is, by how much? The more, the better. All he's got to do is ride carefully in the final round of this division. The championship should be his.
The checkered flag. Shea Bentley wins his 2nd in a row. Here's the battle for 2nd, and oh, Schnell just edges out Gosler for 2nd place in a great race. Down to Davey.
Down here with Todd Dunn. Todd, congratulations, 2 in a row for you and Shane, and a big step forward in the championship.
Yeah, you know, Shea's been working really hard, and we try not to get too excited about this thing. Just keep a level head and, you know, have fun. That's what it's all about.
Taking a look at the Suzuki EA Sports Supercross 125 results page. Bentley winning the race. Schnell in 2nd. Gosler, his best finish of the year, as well as Jerry Dostal's best finish. As we cut through the 125 main event results here in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Shea had a good chance tonight to come in here and maybe pick up a little bit of points on Pingree, but what happened is he went down early and you got a big points lead.
Hey, that's why I came here to do, is just to do my best, and you know, I guess 1st place is my best, and I'm really happy. I couldn't do it without all the fans. God was behind me all the way. I give all the thanks and glory to him, my family, friends, my mechanic, Kawasaki Pro Circuit Split Fire, you know, Chevy trucks, Bridgestone tires, shoe helmets, Thor gear. Castrol, I worked so hard, and to see me get 2 in a row is unreal. I'm happy.
And taking a look at the 125 West Dunlop board, Bentley has made a big turnaround in the points lead, taking a good-sized lead into the final race at Dallas. Schnell in 3rd place, increasing his points total. We'll be right back as the 250s are coming up next. If the qualifying is any indication, hold on to your hats.
I've been racing since I was 3. I'm a pilot. I like to fly a little bit.
No matter what, we want a Honda up front.
I just feel like I'm on the right team and on the right place. Je m'appelle Sébastien Tortelli. Je cours pour le Team Honda.
I guess you could say I was just a little bit hairier than the other kids. They said I was hairy like a bear, and then it was Yogi Bear, and now it's just Yogi.
Try not to think about who's behind you. You know, you try to always race in front of you.
You feel like you can be free.
Why try to be someone you're not?
Rex. Rex.
Can't get enough peanuts? Get a payday. Sweet caramel and tons of salty peanuts.
Joe is looking for a job. He's actually looking right now. Joe called 1-877-SNELLING. Snelling finds people jobs for free. He starts in the morning.
It's round 11 of EA Sports Supercross from Minneapolis, and while we were away, the more than 56,000 fans saw the quick last chance qualifier on the Suzuki qualifying list. Larry Ward of Team Kawasaki made it easily. Jeff Hedden makes it into his first 250 main event of the year. Now, if you've just tuned in, it's the second round of the Vance Triple Crown. David Villeman won round 1 in Phoenix. If he wins tonight and Las Vegas, he wins $500,000. On the Honda starting lineup page, RC's win in qualifying over Jeremy McGrath whets the appetite for everybody. McGrath trying for 7 wins in 7 races here in Minneapolis. David Villeman in good shape with the second gate selection to keep his Vans Triple Crown hopes alive. Everyone on this page dipping into the SFX Privateer bonus fund except Larry Ward. What's that? If a wrestler can be governor, then McGrath can be president. But from what I hear, people like him around here, the governor.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything but good about him. He puts his money where his mouth is. He does what he says he's going to do, and I like that in a politician.
Number 14, Kevin Windham. A bad memory of last year. He lines up next to number 16, John Dowd. Mike LaRocco is just to his left. And there's Ricky Carmichael.
LaRocco right here. Carmichael, then Villeman, then McGrath. McGrath is to the inside of all of those guys.
Can McGrath make it 7 wins in 7 years at the Metrodome? A lot of people think it's all in the start as the 32nd board goes up.
Look at that talent right there. We just had Windham, LaRocco, Carmichael, Villeman, McGrath, Tortelli, Raynard, who was so hot in the beginning of his heat race, been riding and training with Pastrana.
The engines get louder as the adrenaline pumps even more. Tortelli, McGrath, Villeman, side by side. The main from Minneapolis is underway. Carmichael, another good start, and he will get the Yahoo Hole Shot Award, and he's in battle right now with David Villeman.
Nice block pass right there by Carmichael to hold the lead.
And McGrath is in 8th place.
He was lucky to get to that first corner in one piece.
Ricky Carmichael, David Villeman in the whoops. Mike LaRocco, number 5. Villeman takes the lead away from Carmichael. Number 934, David Villeman, looking for that second win in the Vans Triple Crown. Would this be something else? Setting the scene for Las Vegas and a possible $500,000.
Well, you can tell he's got something on his mind. That's winning this race. He doesn't have any idea yet that McGrath's back as far as he is. He just looked up behind him over the finish line jump. Couldn't even see him in his mirror, so he's got a big advantage right now.
Villeman, Carmichael, 1 and 2. With Windham in 2nd, LaRocco in 3rd. Brock Sellers is in 4th.
Well, Villeman understands how important it is just as Jeremy has all these years of making you move early. Don't get stuck in the pace of the guy in front of you. Go out and ride the best you can, and that you can do that the best with a clear track.
That was John Dowd right in front of Jeremy McGrath.
Let's check out how Villeman got the lead. Didn't waste any time in that opening lap to get around Carmichael or heading into the whoop section. He clears that whole little double plateau there and just keeps it flat. Passes Carmichael like he's tied to a pole right there. Carmichael talked about that after the heat race. Knew he needed to pick it up to the whoops, and that was a great example.
Well, it might not have been a $500,000 move, but I'll bet it was a $250,000 move if he wins this race.
Yeah. Who wants to be a millionaire? Or a $500,000, I should say.
David Villeman is out in front. He has won 2 races in a row this year, San Diego and Phoenix. And here is Jeremy McGrath trying to cut his way through Dowd, Tortelli, Sellers, and LaRocco.
McGrath gets a little block pass right there on John Dowd. His lap times, though, are 2 seconds slower than Villeman out front. So normally, McGrath is able to keep pace with the leaders even in traffic. Right now, he's not able to do it.
I think the fans here in Minneapolis are kind of stunned by the fact that McGrath isn't out near the front.
Well, they've never seen anything like it. He's never lost here. And if he's going to keep that streak alive, he's going to have to pull off a miracle because Villeman is on.
Joining us in the booth, it's our pleasure to welcome Travis Pastrana, who is a 125 East rider. And Travis, I know you're itching sitting up here watching this great action to be down there on the track on a 250. Did you try to convince Roger DeCoster to race this one?
Oh, well, definitely no, but I mean, I'm really looking forward to trying to hopefully win a 125 championship. But Brock Sellers out there, who's winning the points race in the East, is doing awesome, running in 5th.
Villeman and Carmichael, Wyndham and LaRocco. That's the top 4. And McGrath has got quite a ways to go to get back into the chase.
You hardly ever see this happen, you know, where McGrath is way back in the pack and guys are able to take a big chunk out of his point lead. Usually he's the one padding it.
I've never really seen McGrath make as many mistakes as he's been making, but he is really charging up through the pack. He just passed Tortelli.
What do you think of the sport's greatest champion, Travis?
Well, Jeremy has done so much for our sport, really taken it to the next level. And he's working his way up really great here, but he's got a long way to go if he wants to come close to Villeman.
He still has quite a ways to go to get up to your pal Brock Sellers.
Yeah, Brock's doing a great job on his 250 out there, really impressing me.
Our leader, David Villeman, and is he looking smooth? We'll be right back to the Metrodome in Minneapolis for more EA Sports Supercross after these words.
Adelphia puts premium entertainment right in your living room with HBO and Cinemax. This month on HBO, computer hacker Keanu Reeves uncovers a new reality, The Matrix. 2 brothers are torn apart by destiny, the Prince of Egypt. Sandra Bullock and Ben Affleck discover romance on the road, forces of nature. And on Cinemax, chef Sarah Michelle Gellar cooks up a recipe for love, simply irresistible. With these great hits and more, you'll find what you're looking for on Adelphia. Call now to find out about our special offers.
Thanks to your support, your local Maid Brigade has been steadily growing since 1987. Part of our success is because we can clean your home while you're at work. You will soon see how enjoyable it is to return to a clean, fresh-smelling home. No one in the industry goes farther to ensure a high-quality cleaning. We guarantee quality, and to prove it, we'll leave a quality card after each cleaning for ratings and comments, all to serve you better. Maid Brigade, because you have other things to do.
Well, I believe in the soul. The small of a woman's back, the hanging curveball, high fiber, good scotch. I believe that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. I believe there should be a constitutional amendment outlawing AstroTurf and the designated hitter. I believe in the sweet spot, and I believe in long, slow, deep, soft, wet kisses that last 3 days. Good night.
Oh, my.
Baseball tonight, every night at 10 and midnight on ESPN.
We're back in Minneapolis. where David Villeman is trying to win the second round of the Vans Triple Crown. 2/3 of the way toward $500,000. Ricky Carmichael.
Now he hits the deck hard.
After 3 straight podiums, Carmichael is still down. He was in second place at the time.
McGrath still not able to get around Sellards.
Sellards on the FMF Honda. McGrath on the Chaparral Yamaha. Brock's doing a pretty good job for being a conservative ride. And here's Jeremy McGrath, cuts to the inside. The crowd's starting to come alive a bit. But Brock Sellards puts the throttle down.
I'm really surprised to see Brock challenging as hard as he is to stay, risking injury. But, man, he's really putting an impressive ride out there.
Take another look and see what happened to Ricky.
Well, it's a tricky little section where he just tried to bounce off the top of that little pyramid there and hop the next bump. And when he landed right, looked like maybe on his shoulder, just got driven into the ground.
Whoa! Brock Sellards gave him everything he had in that whoop section. And Jeremy McGrath moves up another notch.
I had to irritate Jeremy a little bit in terms of the longer he stays behind Sellards, the less chances he's got of catching Villeman. However, you got to respect Sellards getting into the 250 class, risking that points lead in 125 East and racing him hard.
The consistency of Brock Sellards, Travis, has been a nice thing to watch, but you're on a hot run, 2 wins in a row.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. I've been staying a lot smoother and not crashing as much the last couple races, so I think that's going to be key.
Ricky Carmichael rejoins the group in 19th position.
Yeah, don't let this confuse you. He's a lap down right now. So much for the consistency he proved this year.
Brock Sellards just about ready to pass Ricky Carmichael. Here's our leader still, number 934, David Villeman. As far as a consistent time, he has such a lead, David Bailey, now. What does he have to be concentrating on?
Just keep racing the track, make great decisions through the lap riders, pay attention to that signal board. You know, if he starts to try to race carefully now and start to take a little bit off, he can start hitting the track a little bit different, make mistakes. So the best thing is just race hard until you've only got a couple laps to go.
It's too early. Brock Sellards goes down, and here is the battle for 3rd place. 2nd is Wyndham, 3rd is Larocco. Number 14 is Kevin Wyndham. And boy, did he come to play.
Big improvement for Kevin Wyndham here.
This will be a big boost for Kevin's confidence if he can stay up there. He's been having a little bit of trouble with bathing just because of arm pump. They say he's one of the hardest trainers out there, but such a different ball game in the race.
A lot of guys can ride relaxed and just extraordinary during the week. Robbie Raynor's another example, but race conditions, the start, being nervous, expectations, all that stuff plays a role. And sometimes these guys, it takes them 2 or 3 years to work their way through all that.
Check it out. Number 14 is getting a lot of heat from Mike Larocco. Mike Larocco sees a chance to nail down 3rd in net points with Ricky Carmichael way back in 18th position. Wyndham, after 2 podiums in the first 3 races, averaged a little better than 6th place finish in the last 7 races. He does not want to fade off the podium here tonight. Let's go down to Davey Combs.
Thanks, Art. I'm actually down here with Ricky Carmichael. As you can see, he's pulled out of the race. Ricky, that crash looked awful. What happened?
It's kind of slick back there, and we're jumping up and off, and I spun a little too much, and endo.
How's your body? Are you injured?
My ankle a little bit, but my ankle's sore, but I mean, I fell down and I was a lap down, and that was it.
Tough break, Rick.
Here's the race, and it's for 2nd place. David Villeman with a big lead.
And look at the finesse of Kevin Wyndham, and it come out of the inside, touch that back wheel on the top of that next bump to hop the triple. He's able to preserve that position. If he was to go wide, Larocco would run right on the inside and make the pass.
Wyndham has really been running a lot of creative lines out there. I was watching him practice. He was doing quite a bit different than everyone else, so that's really going to help him here to hold off Larocco.
Larocco always strong in the end of a race. There you see some time elements there with Villeman still out in the lead, and it's growing.
I think what's important for Kevin right now is to keep pushing hard to hold off LaRocco, because a lot of times what happens, if a guy gets body, it sort of takes the steam out of you. You let your pace slide a little bit, and if he lets that happen, McGrath is the next guy in line back there in fourth, closing slightly.
Kyle Lewis trying to stay out of the way of Mike LaRocco as Mike LaRocco wants to nail down second place. Our first place leader right here is number 934, David Villeman. We'll see if he can hold on.
When Suzuki introduced the original 4-stroke DR 350 and dual sport 350, it rocked motorcycling. Now, it's happening all over again. Introducing the all-new DRZ400 and DRZ400S from Suzuki. 4-stroke thunder. On-road or off.
Boy, you're sweating like crazy. You got TV cameras all over you.
We asked the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirant.
Invisible Solid? What's that?
Degree Invisible Solid is body heat activated with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff.
Degree works hard but never shows.
It's gotta be cool.
Baseball's ultimate road trip heads for Seattle, where all-star shortstops face off. Nomar leads the Bo Sox in a battle with A-Rod and the Mariners. The ultimate road trip rolls on. Red Sox Mariners, tonight at 8 on ESPN.
Without me, there is no ice. With no ice, there is no game. Oh, hey, no game, no cup.
Enter ESPN's Drive to the Stanley Cup sweepstakes presented by Dodge and Wendy's, and we'll put you in the driver's seat. Grand prize is a Dodge Dakota Quad Cab, a year's supply of Wendy's Classic Double with Cheese combos, and a trip to the Stanley Cup. Watch the NHL quarterfinals on ESPN and ESPN2. Call the number shown or log on to ESPN.com and tell us who won. ESPN's Drive to the Stanley Cup sweepstakes.
Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross from the Metrodome. The battle is on. Here comes LaRocco. LaRocco part of bar with Wyndham as they go over the jump. Wyndham and LaRocco battling for second place. David Villeman is turning some terrific lap times out front. But here is the battle.
I'll tell you what, Art, I haven't seen LaRocco ride this well on a track this tight and technical and slick.
Good point. Here's LaRocco to the inside. Now Wyndham will try to hold on to his third place finish in the first one since San Diego. Check out that pass again, David.
Just had himself positioned to the inside. That's where Ricky Carmichael went down earlier, so these guys are trying to be careful hopping over that little bump. LaRocco just surprised Kevin on the inside right there. Something LaRocco's doing, he's using a 20-inch front wheel versus a 21. And the tire that rim takes is a little bit wider, so he's got better traction for the front end. That could be making a difference right now for him.
Mike LaRocco about 10 seconds in back of 934 David Villeman. Villeman looking to win the second jewel in the Vans Triple Crown.
I talked about Kevin. It was going to be important for him to hold off LaRocco to preserve a spot on the podium. Now he's starting to lose time and give up a little bit, and that's allowing Jeremy to close. Jeremy, after all of his run coming through the pack, he could end up on the podium after all.
And everybody's wondering where Jeremy is right now. He's in fourth position, but he is closing. 55.1 seconds in his last lap time, compared with 54.39 for Villeman. So Villeman is still keeping up a torrid pace. McGrath trying to catch Wyndham and LaRocco.
Makes you wonder if McGrath would have got off the line with Villeman if he could hang, because Villeman has been a second a lap faster this entire race, even when McGrath has been in the clear.
What a time for a brilliant performance.
He needed it now to close the gap into points, but to preserve that $500,000.
Hey, you're talking $500,000 here, Travis Pastrana. Why aren't you on a 250 now, huh? I know you're a rookie at 125s, but heck, that's the big bucks.
I still have a long way to go before I can run with these guys. Now, I've been training a lot with Robbie Rayner, and it's just amazing to see how much mental is really in these races. I mean, he can run 25 laps very consistently in practice, and he's having a hard time even in the heat running the 8 laps strong.
Here's the race for third. Jeremy McGrath trying to get on the podium. His worst finish this year was a 4th place in San Diego, where they had that very difficult start.
There's a first corner that looked a lot like this one, and he got jammed up in the pack exactly the way he did tonight. Only tonight he didn't bend his front brake disc. Kevin knows he's there. This is going to be he's going to have to dig so deep to hold McGrath off if he can.
Wyndham trying desperately for his first podium since San Diego when he was on the podium in 3rd. But look at this, McGrath. Just beautiful timing on that jump. Jeremy McGrath to the inside, through the tunnel. McGrath moves into 3rd to the cheers of the fans.
Wow, Wyndham does still look pretty strong, though. I mean, he doesn't have the arm pump. It doesn't look like, at least, that he has been at the beginning of the season. So it's good to see if he can stay right with McGrath.
We check out that pass again. McGrath made it look easy.
Well, they come off the triple before they go into the tunnel, and Kevin goes to the outside. I don't know if he got a little bit offline and was forced to go there, or if he didn't know McGrath was that close. But either way, it was a bad decision.
Either that or he wanted to go out there to follow McGrath's lines a little bit, and he knew he probably couldn't hold him off until the end of the race.
That's true.
Our leader, David Villeman, comes through the whoops. He led every lap in San Diego. In Phoenix, he pulled the famous surprise on Jeremy McGrath, becoming the only rider this year to run down and catch and pass McGrath. And, you know, even though Jeremy McGrath has such a great points lead, David Bailey, David Villeman has had one heck of a first full season on the 250s in America.
Well, it's been 9 podiums for McGrath, 8 for Villeman, a couple of wins, 3 if you count tonight if he hangs on. And tonight's race, I mean, he has just been awesome. He's been a second a lap faster than McGrath. We already pointed that out, and what a time to do it, to preserve that $500,000. I mean, this is a $500,000 ride right now.
All the more reason for you to check in right now to the pay-per-view from Las Vegas on May 6th. The final jewel of the Triple Crown. Live pay-per-view from Las Vegas in the final round.
Villeman is just going so strong. It's just amazing how good a shape he must be in.
Still hasn't lost much in that lap time, David Bailey. No. 54.39 again.
The fastest lap in the heat races was by McGrath, and that was a 55 flat. Villeman has been a second or a half a second faster than that every lap of the main event.
He's having the best rookie year in 250s since a guy back in 1993, Jeremy McGrath.
Yeah, remember, Villeman is the world Supercross champion, and some of the tracks they ride in that series are a little tighter than what we see over here in U.S. Supercross as the norm. And as soon as I saw this tight racetrack, I had a feeling Villeman was going to be real strong.
Here's the battle for 5th. Sebastian Tortelli, number 21, and John Dowd, number 16.
This is a very impressive ride for John Dowd. He's been having a lot of tough luck here lately, and to be right on Sebastian Tortelli, who's been riding excellent here, is really good for his confidence, I'm sure.
The white flag is out. What a great feeling it must be for David Villeman. This is his first 250 race here in Minneapolis, as Tortelli and Dowd are still battling it out. We're on the final lap. Villeman keeps Yamaha on track for their winningest year ever in Supercross. That was 12 wins back in 1980. Bell, Staton, and Glover. They won 12 in 17 races. Putting on the show, David Villeman. He's likely to become the first Yamaha rookie since Bradshaw got 5 wins in 1990 for his 3rd win of the season. The checkers for Villeman. Yes! Oh my goodness, my wallet just got bigger.
Villeman's still really excited after he comes off, giving his mechanic a big hug there on the side of the track.
And the battle for 5th is the final battle of significance right now as they come through the whoops. Tortelli, a little fishtail. He holds on, though, and holds off John Dowd for 5th place. Wow, what a great evening of racing from Minneapolis. And for the first time in the history of Minneapolis Supercross, Jeremy McGrath does not win a race. Instead, this young man from France, David Villemin, has won the second jewel of the Vans Triple Crown. Larocco taking a second.
The Tacoma 4x4. There's no bigger rush.
People do some strange things to cars. That's why there's Carfax. We'll give you the real history of any used car. Get a Carfax report from your dealer or at Carfax.com.
Captain Johnny Mack is back, leading Team USA into the next round of Davis Cup action. Are Pete, Andre, and company ready to raise the Stars and Stripes in victory? Team USA hosts the Czech Republic, the Davis Cup quarterfinals, Friday at 3 on ESPN.
Which Sports Center do you watch? Now at 6 p.m. only on ESPN.
Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross is being brought to you by Suzuki. During Suzuki Fest 2000, get $400 worth of free accessories and great financing on selected models. By the U.S. Army. Be a part of the toughest, smartest Army in the world. Be all you can be. And by Honda Motorcycles and the 2000 Honda Race Team.
All right, David, I know you said that the money really wasn't on your mind earlier. You got to be thinking about it now. $500,000 in the Vans Triple Crown. You're one step closer again.
Yeah, I'm closer every weekend, and yeah, I hope to get it, but mainly my goal is a championship. So I gain a little bit points on Jeremy, and maybe it can help me for the rest of the season. And I'm very happy about my ride. My Yamaha feel great. I want to thank my team Yamaha, my mechanic Craig, my parents, all the team work really hard all week to make my bike, and I'm so happy for them also.
Checking out the Honda EA Sports Supercross results page, David Villemin does what he hoped to do, not only win the race, but get the second jewel in the Vans Triple Crown on his way to a possible $500,000. Larocco had his best race since Indianapolis, and Jeremy McGrath, his string is finally broken here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Kevin Windham, having one of his better races recently, was looking for a comeback here mid-season. So let's go back to Davey.
Well, Jeremy, it had to end sometime here in the Metrodome.
Yeah, like I said, the monkey's off my back now. It's, you know, I think tonight the track played for the guy who got a good start, and I tried a little strategy there. I tried to move a little inside and kind of work the line if I didn't get a good jump, but David beat me out of the gate and shut the door pretty hard, so I was left with nowhere to go but backwards.
Still, there was a nice move up through traffic. We saw you had a little trouble with Brock Sellers, but once you cleared out, you did a good job to salvage the third-place points.
Yeah, I noticed in practice, you know, when Brock rides the 250s, he's pretty all over the place, so I was trying to take my time, and I watched the 125 races, and he's not afraid to take a shot at you, so I got to, you know, plan it out pretty good. And once I got by him, I could go a little bit, but like I said on the podium, you know, if you didn't get a good start, it's hard to stay. It's hard to catch up to the leaders.
So as we take a look now at the 250 points brought to you by Suzuki, you've got Villemin. He is exactly one race back of Jeremy McGrath, pulling to within 25 points. Cross title. It promises to be a classic duel for Supercross supremacy. And in the 125 East ranks, Brock Sellers is strung